welcome to the show. We've got Randy and Brett with Ruuster. That's with two U's, just in case you're wondering. That little logo on the left is actually a rooster, which is kind of cool. I like it. I'm waiting, Brett, I'm waiting for a hat with just the logo of a rooster.
We'll hook you up. We can do that.
Dude, that would be awesome. All right, everybody, let's talk about the future of home buying. And this is why we have Ruuster on today, because we've taken a look at their app, we've taken a look at the process, and we feel like they've pretty much nailed the client experience. And that's what we haven't seen anywhere else. We always talk about companies doing a great job over here and over there. And then some people are like, oh yeah, we're going to be the Zillow killers. And that is so overused. Let's just go beyond that and talk about what Ruuster has done extremely well here. And that's making that experience for the consumer great. So Brett, you created this company. Randy, you just jumped on board. Very nice to have you. Let's talk.
Yeah, Brett, do you want to give a quick background of the company just so people know what they're getting into?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Brett. I'm the founder of Ruuster. Randy just joined us fresh with a new logo behind him last week. Super excited to have him on. So the entire company started when I had a home buying experience that was pretty poor as a consumer. And so I was like, why am I using so many different systems? Why is this all done through text message, through email? There has to be a better way. And that's how every tech company starts. And so that started the couple-year journey of really figuring out and honing in with thousands of consumers going through the home buying process, dozens of agents around the country, what really is that better way? And so we're just launching out of beta right now over the past month or so, this client engagement platform that we're going to show you and present where we are now, and then also the much broader vision for what our company can be and where we're going and where we're actively developing. So really excited to be here, and feel free to ask questions or reach out.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm pretty sure we'll get some questions. Good morning, everybody. Let us know what city and state you're from so we know, both here and on Facebook. And I know Randy's got a little bit of a walkthrough so we can experience it, so we understand what the hell we're looking at here.
Absolutely. Yeah. What we have planned today for you is a quick slideshow just to set the stage so you understand where we're coming from. And then Brett is actually going to take control and walk through the actual product itself. So kind of a two-tiered approach here, but super excited to get in front of y'all, and definitely appreciate your time. But in order to set the stage for the actual demo itself of the product, let's just kind of define the industry today and kind of where we are and where Ruuster wants to help bring everyone, right? So the first thing I'd like to point out is something that we're all aware of, but the world at large is just in like blind denial of: the fact that realtors aren't actually going anywhere, right? You can see there's a very consistent uptrend in the number of home buyers that use real estate agents, and there is a dramatic increase in number of actual realtors in the market today, which long-term, I'm sure the bottom percentage will be called, as it does after every market downturn. But the reality is now you have more competition than ever in the history of real estate. So providing a client experience that is unlike any other is very, very, very important. Now, that being said, with the fact that people are using real estate agents at the highest level of all time, the real estate transaction itself is actually going through a historic transition to a fully digital experience. But there's only been one half of that equation that's really been acknowledged today. And that is very much your experience as a realtor, right? You can see this massive list of technology companies that have entered the space, some of which to help you, right, run a more efficient business. CRMs make you better, transaction management platforms make you better, ISA services, so on and so forth, right?
I love this list, man. This is a cool list.
I'll send it over to you afterwards.
Thanks,
But what is also really interesting is there's a handful of companies here that are also looking to replace you collectively, right? I would say Open Door, OfferPad, the bottom left-hand side, right? You see them trying to replace you. This narrative of tech companies trying to replace realtors is as strong as ever, despite Zillow's departure from the space. In fact, I think they released a report that iBuyers had like their best quarter ever or something like that in Q3 of this year. So very interesting. But what you'll also notice is despite all of these companies, there's almost little to actual no company on here that's goal is to increase the client experience. So there's been tons of tech that have come into the industry to help you as a realtor run your business, but the client experience itself has very much been left in the dust. So now what you have is a very disjointed, slow, and confusing process. Like what Brett said, what really inspired him to start this company was the fact that he was managing emails, managing text messages from different people. I mean, if you're a realtor listening right now and you have in your drafts and your email, like saved just a templated email of either the next steps in the transaction or like your various vendors, and as soon as you have a client get a contract accepted, you just copy and paste that draft in your email and send it to someone. Like, does that resonate with anybody? Because I know realtors who do that. They just use their email as a way to coordinate the transaction, which has resulted in a complete disaster of a client experience. So Ruuster is a goal. And what we are is the first product that's actually going to solve for this client experience, right? We're going to help collaborate or increase collaboration. We're going to help with communication between the agent and the various stakeholders that are involved in the real estate transaction. And we're doing this via a mobile app. If you were to look at the historical trends of people and how they engage with the internet or engage with technology, it is also a dramatic uptrend in mobile first type experiences. Right at my last company, one of our major value propositions is that we're a mobile first CRM, right? Like, does anyone recognize that?
Yeah.
It's because people want to use apps over a desktop or laptop experience. It's all very
so
true.
much easier, dude. We have this attached to us all the time.
Yeah, I don't leave home without it. It's like Amex. But ultimately, that this mobile experience is going to absolutely change the way your consumers, your buyers think about the real estate transaction, and we're super excited about it. So phase one is hyper-focused on this buyer and agent experience. And so with that, we've provided kind of a number of tools, right? So from a consumer side, let's think about the experience of buying a home. You need to find the thing first, where there's no shortage of search portals, right? There's no shortage, like Zillow's got their app, Redfin has their app, Realtor.com, blah, blah, blah. But none of these people are you. And let's keep in mind, during the home buying experience where people are searching for properties, first of all, that's the most fun thing to talk about. People love talking about, like, I bought a home in March and May, and I still love talking about other homes, right? It's just what people do.
That's true.
So this is the best opportunity for you to drill your brand into the brain of your clients, right? And there's a tremendous amount of data that's lost when you let your consumers kind of escape out the back door for all these other apps, right? Think of the search data, the activity data. Really what we want to improve is that first impression of an online lead or just I mean, the reality is we're all online, right? A digital experience. We want to make it as easy as possible for consumers to continue their home buying process digitally and through your brand, right? Your brand is super important. We don't want you to lose any opportunities because you didn't have the right resources to give your consumer the best experience. But to describe Ruuster as a home search app right now would vastly undermine the other features that we're bringing to the table as well. And you can see here, this is kind of a high level view, and Brett will go into greater detail, but there's budgeting and education tools in here that are customizable. So for all of you who have spent a lot of time creating short little videos, educating people on what happens throughout a real estate transaction, Ben Meyer comes to mind. I know Brett Baker did this back in the day. You can store these videos within this app where your consumer can now start watching little 90-second, 2-minute videos that you made to help them understand the real estate transaction. You can communicate with your clients within the app. You can give task lists, or there is a task list right now, future functionality on its way. And ultimately, you'll be able to promote your own vendors, right? And so now the agent can use you as a centralized hub for all of their real estate needs. And for those of you who have been around LCA for a while, Tristan and I did several webinars in the past talking about how for your long-term nurture, you want to remind your clients that, hey, you still exist. And even though you help them buy a home, you also know the best electricians, the best plumbers, the best handymen, anything handy women for that matter as well. And ultimately, you want your consumers, your buyers to come back to you for those needs. And now they can easily do that within the Ruuster app.
Yeah, true. I like, well, dude, you know what I love about the previous page and this one too, is that you can put everything all in one place. So I just moved and it was not fun. I hated it. The only fun process was that I was the real estate agent. And everything just felt so I had forgotten how terrible it is. And everything just felt so disconnected as the client too, right? Mm-hmm. And so I love that you're putting everything in one place, because the more we can start adding so that people don't have to start looking elsewhere, the more we become more important, right? Mm-hmm. And I love that. That's so far my favorite slide right there.
I love it. Well, you know what? When I send you the other slide, I'll send you this one too.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yes, I care. But and then from the agent's perspective, right? Just kind of flip the coin. All of these things we're providing from the consumers, we're providing from you, right? So this is very much building your brand. This is very much providing value to your buyers from yourself, right? And then it also allows you to upload the app with all of these vendors that we just were talking about, right? So now you have your trusted vendors that you work with, that you know will get the deal done, you know that will treat people right. If you have multiple vendors, it supports multiple vendors in each category as well. You can text, send properties, and coming soon, Brett, you're going to hate this, but coming soon, video chat through the app. So someone's again at a property, you video chat right through the app and you leave notes directly on the app. One thing, being engaged to a realtor, one thing that I absolutely hate is seeing how many like MLS sheets get printed out and like notes are written on it, right? And so now you bring these to the buyers and they get crumpled up, coffee spills on them, you throw them away on accident, right? This is a total disaster and in the exact antithesis of a digital world. All of your property notes and history can be stored directly through the app. Again, it makes for a superior client experience.
Very true.
And then phase two of the app, something that we're actively working on. It's bringing your entire real estate stakeholder to the table, right? You've got the consumer and the agent now, but very soon, lenders, inspection, insurance, closing, all of this, all of the various folks involved in making sure a deal actually closes are going to be able to plug directly into the Ruuster app. So no, we're not a lender. No, we're not starting our own inspection company or our own insurance company, right? You still use the vendors you know, love, and trust. They integrate directly into our hub. And now it's like a hub and spoke, right? The agent, the consumer, the lender, they're all spokes in the wheel. That is the real estate transaction. And Ruuster is the hub that keeps it moving forward. So
yeah, I love that.
That's a long-term goal, man.
Well, I want to see it in action.
Well, then let me get out of your way and let Brett do the fun stuff.
And everybody wants a hat. I'm joking.
Everybody wants a hat. Hey, you
joke.
sign up today, I'll make sure you get a hat. How's that sound?
I was just joking, but yes, I want a hat.
And while Brett's pulling this up, the answer to your question, Michael, is yes, the real estate search includes all properties offered on the market as made available by your MLS.
And Daniela wants to know if this is bilingual. Spanish, English, or just English right now?
You can upload educational content that is in Spanish. Our default educational content is in English.
Got it. Perfect.
Cool. So here we go. I'll show it to you guys in action. So the left screen over here is an agent, the agent view of the application. The right screen over here is the client experience. And so first of all, yeah, there you go. We got both right here for you. So it's a fully branded experience. The inside of the app is white labeled for you. As an agent, your face and your branding are all over it. And so it's an experience and a branded experience featuring you, putting you at the center of the experience and creating that relationship, even when you're not the one directly engaging with them. So clients want increasingly self-service platforms where they can reach out for help. So if you think about the problem with Zillow, once someone graduates from Zillow to your platform, which is what the client experience will be, is they're engaging with you. So from there, they want to engage with you and ask you questions and have that be a native part of the experience. And so that's what we facilitate here. The client experience has educational content throughout the entire process from planning all the way through close. So we seed you and give you a templated library of professionally written content for every stage of the process. All of this is fully customizable, and I'll show you this in the agent side. Every article can be deleted. Every article can be modified. The location of it, the order of it, you can make it local. You can input your own videos. You can input your own links. This is a fully customizable platform, and we're giving you original content that is the basis for the library of educational content you can provide your clients. There's budgeting tools. And so we set out to create the best budgeting tool for the home buying process online. So there's an affordability budget and a client can see the equity. So we created an algorithm here. I won't get too nerdy with you, but where someone for a specific household income level, for the location where they're looking, for how they want to finance the home, can see what their monthly housing budget would be in the area they're looking and the price range they're looking. So this is a beginning budget. It's a starting point for understanding affordability of a home, but it's a really, really powerful tool that's sort of customizing the experience for them. And 85% of the users that we have had, over the thousands of users that have sort of used this and beta tested this over the past year, have gone in and actively used this budgeting tool. So it's something consumers really want, are very actively using, and don't have a replacement for. And so it can be yours and sort of branded right within here.
And the beauty is you're getting notified as the consumer, as the agent all along the way. So as people are engaging with various features within the system, you're getting an update. Hey, like one of the major benefits there is how many times have you had a conversation with let's say it's an online lead. You had a good conversation, you built some rapport, you didn't necessarily get the next steps that you wanted, or maybe you did and they ghosted you. It's very easy to build in this talk track of, hey, great, thanks so much for your time. Really looking forward to working together in the future. We're looking forward together to working. You can then build into your script. Let me send you my app where you can access all the homes on the MLS, budgeting tools, educational content, so on. And this is the app that I'm going to use to help manage the transactions so that you know exactly what's going on at any given point in time. Now you send this to your client, they download the app. There's going to be times where folks fall off the side of the face of the earth, it seems like, or ghost you, that suddenly log into the app and start poking around, and it's going to remind you, oh yeah, I should follow up with Simone here. So helping you prioritize your time, like triaging your follow-up, is super important. And we're going to help with that as well.
And so I'll show you what all that looks like on the agent side. On the properties, so it's a full IDX search wired directly into the MLSs with the full map view and list view of the properties. So it's a beautiful search like they would find and have experience with anywhere else online, with some really neat incremental features that will keep them using it. So they can view all the photos just like they can anywhere else. They can take photos as they're going through tours and store them natively in here, which is a really neat feature. So think about all the times your clients visit 10 houses in one day and they forget which one had this thing and the other one. So they can take photos and store them here. They can schedule a tour with you. And so this is requesting a time from you. This pings you directly via chat. And I'll show you the chat functionality. All of the chat has push notifications. And so you're notified instantly when your clients are chatting you, when they're requesting things from you. Those sorts of things are being pushed directly to your phone, and vice versa. It's a very, very powerful thing. If you chat with your clients, if you recommend a property to your clients, which I'll show you, it's a push notification natively on their phone. So it's not an email, it's not going to their promotions folder, it's not getting stuck in their inbox, right? It's a real push notification that draws them back into the experience. And so that's a hugely powerful tool for driving engagement and pushing your brand in front of people, because it's so easy to ignore an email. But if it's a push notification on your phone, everyone's always on their phone. They can also rate the property, and you get the ratings on these properties. And so you can see not only the properties they're viewing, but what they think about them. And then the clients can also take notes. So I love this one, right? And they can save their notes, they can save their thoughts, they can save the issues they thought were wrong and have that right here. So with their photos, with their notes, it becomes not just a search portal, but a workspace on the properties that they are, that they're looking at and touring. So they can favorite the properties and look at their favorited properties. And they can also click to discuss this with you. And when they do that, it pops it up in the agent view. The agent over here gets to see what properties, and you can start chatting back and forth. Right.
Dude, I would have loved
you can start chatting back and forth on it. It's very powerful. Yeah, so it's a very powerful thing. And then the final thing on the client side, before I hop over, is this vendor referral platform. And so for mortgage, insurance, inspection, title, legal, warranty, moving, all the vendors that you normally recommend via email, you can input in here. So for a client, they would input their loan criteria, for example, and then click to contact your lender. When this happens, we send an email looping the lender, you, and the client together with all of this information. And so you get an email that's looping them together. This helps you create great relationships with the vendors you work with the most. It's a convenient, very convenient thing for a client to be able to come here and see these vendors as well. So it's a hugely mutually beneficial platform for doing that. If you want, and some we're able to accommodate whatever, there are national vendors that we also have in the platform. So if you want to provide an ability to start getting digitally approved online to see native rates, both in mortgages and in insurance, people can get custom quotes right here. If you're like, I hate better.com and their CEO's a jerk and I don't want to have them, for example. So you can turn these all off in the settings and just have your preferred vendors there.
Wait, what did the CEO do?
That's what I want to know.
No comment. So that's the client's experience. We're continuing a huge amount of really exciting development work. You'll see major feature releases over the coming months in the client's experience, in video chats, in a whole host of different things. On top of that, though, so that's the client engagement platform. So you can see how engaging it is, how it draws clients in, the value that it's providing, and that it's all in your ecosystem. The benefit for it being all in your ecosystem and being an app that they'll actually use, as opposed to something that they won't because it has so many of these different features, is that we can help you better collaborate with the clients. And so every click that they're making, that's a major click, that's an indication of their behavior and intent. So we're going to surface that up to you as notifications so that you can see what your clients are doing in the platform. So for example, here's a list of all of your clients. When you click to invite a new client here, it sends them a text message bringing them directly to your app. And so it invites them, they'll get an email, they'll get a text message, and in one click, they can be downloading your app. When the clients join, so this is the client I was just using, so you can look in, they fill out a very short survey when they're creating their account that customizes their experience and gives you a whole bunch of information on them. So it's kind of awkward to ask a new client what their credit score is. But if they're inputting it for you, like right here is just part of an onboarding process, that's a very natural experience. So right, the first time they ever log in, you get the stage that they're in, the price range they're looking at, where they're looking, their credit score, if they're a first-time buyer, if they're pre-qualified, et cetera. So that's really helpful just before they even do anything. And then all of their main activity that they're doing. So if they're reading specific articles, if they're looking at the mortgage section, if they're looking at different properties, if they're creating a budget, we notify you to all those activities. And so someone who is reading articles and doing a budget is a very different stage or intent person than someone who's looking at mortgage and insurance quotes. And so it can help you filter the level of intent and see who's like really worth spending your time investing in just by how they're using the platform. And then the last piece is the properties that they have favorited and saved and requested tours for are all here by clients. So you can go look at exactly sort of what they're looking and use that as a springboard for conversation with them. So that's on the individual client level. Based on their activity in the platform where we know, we are tagging them as part of a specific pipeline. So if they're looking at homes, we know they're browsing. If they're requesting tours, we know they're actively showing. And you can come in and on either screen, just sort of change this. And from that automated sort of tagging, we're creating a pipeline that you can go in and you can click in and see the leads that are at the different stages of the process.
Dude, this feels like a full CRM.
Whoa.
We'll integrate with your CRM system. So right now, when a client hits your CRM platform, you can use this as a light CRM system, certainly. We do not have the full suite of tools that a very sort of feature-rich CRM system would have. But certainly, if you're a solo agent, if you're a small team, if you're going to be using chat more than email, if you're going to be using this as a platform, it can probably replace how many of the reasons you're using a CRM system independently right now. And then the final piece of it is just the referral piece here. So in any of these properties that you click, you can refer them to a client and just start selecting the clients that you want to refer the property to and send it. And it shows up immediately as a push notification for the client. Where they can go in and click and view it and favorite it and rate it, all these sorts of things. And so it's a very powerful property referral platform that sticks it right in front of the clients.
I love it. There are some questions here.
Yeah.
So Michael's from Germany. What's up, Michael? Do I understand this correctly that Ruuster is only available as an app?
So it's a good question. No, there's a full desktop experience. So the data are showing that clients really are using it on their phones. And so 85% of the users are using it on their phones. That said, we do have a full, here, I'll switch this over for you so you can see the desktop experience here. There's a full website that people can log into where they would see it the exact same way on their desktop. And so it's a website where they can do all of the same things that they do in the app right from the desktop experience. Also, both the client view and the agent view. So it's optimized for iPad, it's optimized for phones, it's optimized for online as well.
Nice, man. All right, Michael, great question. And the other one is there only 2 MLSs available, or are there only 2 MLSs available? When do you expect to expand out to other MLSs?
So reach out to us. We have 2 MLSs fully integrated and ready to go. We have a couple hundred of them that we can wire up in a couple of days, and other ones we can work with you and your MLS to, in a couple of weeks, have them fully integrated as well. So reach out to us if you're interested.
I love that. And then the other one's a good question too. How does this integrate with your CRM?
So for right now, it's a one-way integration. So anyone, we have a Zapier integration. So anyone that comes into your CRM system, we can zap in and automate an invite. And so right within the settings of the agent, you can integrate with your CRM system, and that will help you integrate via Zapier with your CRM system. Over the first quarter of next year, we're going to make this a 2-way integration as well, so that you can push activities from Ruuster back into your CRM system to automate flows from your CRM system. Dude,
I would love to see this integrate fully with like Follow Up Boss and Chime. Those are the two that come to mind.
You can imagine why.
I don't know. I have no idea. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. All right, guys, this is awesome. I love Ruuster. Thank you so much. How do people get a hold of you if they have questions?
So go to ruuster.com. There's 4 or 5 ways to get in touch with us there. There's you can chat with us. You can call Randy as a phone number on there in the sales team, or you can click to be in touch with us. You can also, for the MLSs where we are, you can just automate the onboarding for yourself and get started without talking to anyone.
I love it, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for being on. This isn't the last time we'll hear from Ruuster. We're just going to help them expand more. So Brett, thanks for being on for the first time here. And Randy, nice to see you with new clothes.
Well, I still have my t-shirt on, but at least I got some Ruuster branding. I never really had some Chime swag, so that's okay.
That's all right. Nobody's holding it against them.
I hope not.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, everyone.
Y'all take it easy.
Thank you.